This is Brad Levin from Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi at our beautiful downtown Birmingham studio at Able Ideas for our podcast for this week. We're sitting here and we have Nick's gonna join us. How's it going over there?
Hey, how you doing, Brad? This is Nick, big Star Wars fan and a big Doctor Strange fan, too. I'm glad to be here in beautiful downtown Birmingham, and I'm glad that it's a nice day out and it's not too bad out. Take it away.
And we got Denver over there on the controls.
Hey, everybody. I just wanted to let you know that we also have Marc Myers is here and Q.
Hey,
Marc?
how's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
Excellent.
So today we're also drinking our
it's a Space Rock
Yeah.
beer from Short's Brewery.
it's our tribute to David Bowie.
That's right. And I picked it out because the label reads American Pale Ale hopped with some tasty little nuggets of alien technology.
Oh,
So I figured aliens, sci-fi, it all kind of ties together there.
They got this beer from Roswell.
That's right. But
right.
Okay.
Shorts is a very well-known local Michigan brewery, so I know the last couple of episodes we were drinking all kinds of different stuff, so I figured bring it back to Michigan, make it local.
oh yeah, gotta make it local. Yeah, I agree. It's just I like it. We'll talk about that later on in the day. So, Brad. Well, Denver, what's on the tap today?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's a lot of news, but first, let's talk about what we were originally going to do, which was a look forward at all the great TV shows coming up in 2016. I actually kind of compiled a pretty impressive list of potentially great new shows, but unfortunately, because we lost both David Bowie and Alan Rickman this week, I figured we could spend the second half of the episode talking about those guys and looking back at their legacy.
Well, it was sad news. I didn't know, I woke up and David Bowie was gone, and then a few days later, Alan Rickman. But
yeah, quite the 1-2 punch. But before we do that, let's recap all the news that's happened in the last couple of weeks. We always talk about Star Wars, and I believe it was last episode we talked about the 4 different theories about who Rey is. Well, there's actually another new theory, which I think it's a little bit far-fetched, but it's basically that, okay, stay with me, it's a little convoluted.
Is this the Pelagus one?
I thought we were going to talk about George Lucas' dumbass comments again, but okay, sorry.
No, Brad, no, we're not talking about that. Kylo Ren is actually not Han and Leia's biological son. That they adopted him because he's Luke Skywalker's son. Don't ask me why that theory's floating out there.
That's got to be the dumbest thing I've ever... First of all, Han Solo is not the type of guy to die. Well, he will for Luke, but that's like his brother. But he would not die for it. Really?
That's what I read. That's what I read. There was some rationalization and some theories about that. I didn't really look too much into it just because I thought,
That's pretty far-fetched.
Marc, what do you think?
That's the first time I'm hearing of this, and I think it's ridiculous.
Nick, what do you think?
Well, being a Star Wars fan that I am, and I believe this is complete garbage.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks. Appreciate it. Now, there's 2 new theories out there. I actually posted a picture on our Facebook page, which did a side-by-side comparison of Snoke with Anakin as Vader when Luke took his helmet off in Return of the Jedi. The scarring on the head is in almost identical positions. They both have that kind of pale blue, deathly quality. So the theory, I guess, is that Darth Vader was somehow resurrected from the dead, or maybe that he somehow learned Plagueis' ability to,
So is that
defeat
why I
death.
seen on Facebook the other day, somebody posted something about Darth Vader might end up back in the sequel?
No, actually,
I'm hearing Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Hearing
That's
him
the
in
same
Rogue One.
thing that I've heard.
Okay, that's what I heard.
Because
that
there
he
was
gonna
rumors
be-
that Hayden Christensen was suiting up and training as Darth Vader, and people thought, oh, is he going to be in, Episode 7?
Right.
And all along, I was like, I doubt that. That's got to be more of a Rogue One thing. And so it looks like we're getting confirmation because James Earl Jones is confirmed to be doing the voice. So it's really a question
So
of...
they're bringing back the voice, huh?
Well, are they going to be
Exactly.
bringing back Hayden Christensen like without his mask on, like
That's a
showing
good
him
question.
while he's like meditating in that chamber?
That's a
They
good
might show his
question.
actual
Excellent
face.
Because if they're not going to do that, why bring him back? They could get any guy in a suit that kind of matches those physical proportions.
John Cena. He ate
Anybody.
Anakin Skywalker.
Anybody but John Cena.
He's been on a roll this year. I got to give him credit for that. Okay, so then the other Snoke theory is that, and this one I had to laugh, could Snoke be Grand Moff Tarkin?
Just because they're using the word ancient religion.
Isn't it possible that he could have gotten off of the Death Star, went into hiding, because they say who could be the ruler of this new First Order? It would have to be somebody with some past experience and connection.
Military knowledge.
Yes, and someone who knows Vader, so therefore he can manipulate Kylo Ren and
He's saying
feed
that
him info.
Tarkin had the Force.
No, because if you look
he
at
couldn't
the
have.
movie, that's just a hologram.
Well, they say he didn't have the Force either.
So Snoke has,
Snoke
yeah,
didn't have the
Snoke
Force.
showed no Force ability in.
They said he didn't have the
Yeah,
Force.
but it was a
Force Awakens.
hologram. He couldn't do anything from like how many.
Yeah, but they were saying
Well, I'm
he-
just saying,
miles
just
away.
simply based on what we saw in The Force Awakens, we saw no evidence
I
that.
think that's yet to be revealed.
Right. Oh yeah, they're obviously saving.
I
it,
bet you he's
so.
only like 6 inches tall.
Right. Well, he's like Maz, just a little stubby little thing.
He's like that thing inside
comes
that.
out looking like
that-
Yoda's like twin brother. Or
He's
something.
like that.
Exactly.
Well, why were you that tall? Okay, calm down, Brad.
He could be Yoda's brother. That's another speculation.
Well, no, the ears. He doesn't have the
Half
pointy
brother.
ears. That's right.
Brother, Yoda's mama got around.
Well, Nick, I heard you had a theory or a wish is more like it that you wanted in the next movie. You wanted to see Princess Leia or General Organa using the Force power in some way. Can you go into a little bit more in depth about that? What you think?
Well, being a Star Wars fan, I think that Leia should become a Jedi in the next movie and use the Force powers. But Mark, what do you think?
I think the bitch should die in the next movie.
I'm all with that one. She sent Han to his death. Bring back my son.
And I need a Winston. She looked like
Mile.
Mark, you were not a fan of her performance in that movie, were you?
she looked like she needed a smoke.
Well, I thought she did fine. I would hope that she doesn't kick the bucket. They need as much original characters in this movie as possible, just to piss George Lucas off anymore.
Being the world's biggest Star Wars fan, I think she needs to live and pass on the legacy of the Skywalker family. Hey!
All right, to wrap up our Star Wars talk here, just two more quick items. Star Wars has topped Avatar as the all-time U.S. moneymaker. Still hasn't quite
Well, we knew
got the
that.
global record. And then there was also the big Rey controversy because she was not included in the Monopoly, the new Force Awakens Monopoly.
I heard about
And Rey was not. I mean, the main character was not in the game. Now they are reissuing a new version with Rey, and the second wave of Star Wars toys have all come out, and they're all Rey centric.
Well, I think when the movie first, before it even came out, we knew a lot about it. Who always had the lightsaber? It was Finn. Finn always had the lightsaber. Rey never had the lightsaber.
When I think they were trying to confuse
Confuse
people to
everybody,
throw them
so-
off the track that Rey
Another
wasn't.
J.J. Abramsism. misleading people.
In any Star Wars, we always know whoever has the lightsaber is the main character. So these games were probably made way before the movie even came out and we found out Rey was
the Monopoly game came out back when they first released. Remember when they did Star Wars Day when they first released all those toys? And that was a couple of months ahead of time.
Right. So then you get mad at the company for releasing the toys that you bought, and then all of a sudden now we know Rey is the main character, so you're upset.
Although there was a scarcity of Rey even that first day, because I remember I pulled the figure down off the rack, and it was the only Rey figure that was in the store. I went opening night at midnight, and I set it down just for a quick second to pick up another character, and in the time that I set it down, somebody came in and snatched it right out from underneath me. Yep. Now, luckily, I found another Rey, so I mean, it all is well that ends well.
I think it's because historically, female figures don't sell as much as the male figures.
Well, that's what they claim, but is it really that they just don't make as many? Is that why they don't sell? You know.
Well, that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother time.
Because they figure they have more male, customers than they have female. And so the males are going to buy the male action figures.
Well, but I think a lot of girls and a lot of ladies,
like little boys are going to want the male action figures.
Yeah,
because they're going to think the female is going to be Barbie-ish.
That's true too. I get you that.
All right, well, let's talk about some trailers. We had a bunch of new trailers come out.
Ooh, trailers!
That's right, Brad. The most recent trailer was for the Cloverfield sequel, which I didn't even know was coming out. I thought it looked great. What did you guys think?
Well, being the world's biggest Star Wars fan, I wasn't a big fan of Cloverfield. I just thought the shaky handheld camera of the whole, found footage thing, I'm just not a big fan of it. Mark, what do you think? Hey.
Well, I'm not a big fan of the shaky cam found footage movie either, but this movie looks like a totally different type of movie, and it just looks like
stylistically totally different from the first one.
Yeah, yes, and it actually has some well-known actors in it.
Great cast.
Yeah.
Well, when you see the first movie, you go, "What the fuck is with this shaky camera thing?" And you're just going all over the place, and then you're just running around, and just die already.
Hey, calm down there, Brad.
Okay, Brad. I liked the first Cloverfield.
Oh, I liked it a lot too.
I liked it a lot because it was the first. Well, I'm not going to say it was the first.
What was better
movie.
than that Godzilla movie that they made with Roland Emmerich?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wait. We talking about Matthew Broderick?
Yeah, the Roland Emmerich.
Yeah, Cloverfield was a better movie than Godzilla. It was 98.
But I liked it because at the time, with the whole camera,
that was relatively new. It was new. It had never really been done.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of like groundbreaking at the time, and then you had all these other movies come out.
Yeah, Blair Witch kind of established that,
and then
mainstream
Paranormal Activity, and then all these Exorcist.
So that was
ones.
really the first
kind of killed it
sci-fi handheld movie really.
Thing. So it was kind of really good. And to this day, I still watch Cloverfield, but I knew there was a sequel. I didn't know it was going to be 800 years from now.
This was just, like I said, J.J. Abrams likes to pull these little surprises on people.
Which is why I'm going to have a few words with him.
Another
Q's tip.
Yeah, there we go.
On J.J. Abrams.
He's a showman.
Yes, he is definitely a showman. And what I liked about this movie was that it didn't look just like a retread or a rehash of the last one. It looks like it's different set of characters, different circumstances. It's just kind of in the Cloverfield world as opposed to being a direct sequel.
And the footage we saw in the trailer could be just the first half hour of the movie.
That's true.
Could be.
I mean, they're probably not showing us a lot of stuff.
Well, I did read that, what is it, Mary Elizabeth?
Elizabeth Winstead.
Yes. She said that that's how the movie essentially opens. She wakes up, she's chained up in the basement or this bomb shelter, and she doesn't know how she got there, what's going on. So I think that scene has got to be, like you said, very early on.
It could be a serial killer or something like that. Then all of a sudden this comes down and gives these people a fighting chance to escape. I mean, that's just a theory.
I'm thinking
it's John Goodman. He's
right,
too lovable.
I
think he's trying to protect them to keep them from going outside.
You've
into
seen Barton Fink, didn't you?
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Well, I don't know.
You've seen Big Lebowski, didn't you?
That's true.
He
That's
can
true.
be a psychopath.
I still like him though.
But he's just a great actor. But
he's a big,
I think
cuddly teddy bear.
this Cloverfield is not going to be, like you said, a direct sequel. I think it's actually going to be during the time of the first Cloverfield. Because if you remember at the end of Cloverfield, they nuked New York. So you can't, unless you're going to do a whole nuclear fallout type of deal, which is a whole nother aspect, I don't see you doing a direct
Well, here's
sequel.
an idea. What if that monster in Cloverfield wasn't the only one?
He had those little
They did
pod
say that.
monsters,
They
weren't
did
they?
say
The
that.
things that came out of them?
Yeah,
So
so
what
what
if
happens if they didn't?
Some escaped, some got out.
That's true.
You know.
Well, you know how these movies go. The United States always try to quarantine everything, and then something always escapes, and then at the end
Never
of the
works
movie,
out.
Never works out. Then we just nuke everything.
Okay,
and,
so so 10 Cloverfield Lane. We definitely want to see. that
Oh,
one, right?
definitely.
Oh, I'm
I'm
definitely
there
gonna
the
see
first
it.
night.
Okay, so then the other big movie trailer, at least that came out, was Conjuring 2. What'd you guys think of that?
That looks interesting.
Nick, I know you're a big paranormal guy. I know you loved the original Conjuring just as much as I did. What is your...
Well, being the world's biggest Conjuring fan, I'm really excited to see the sequel. The trailer had me on the edge of my seat, and I'm just really excited to see it. Hey, what did you think, Mark?
I'm the same thing here, Nick.
Well, I'm just glad they got the original director. They got the two main cast members portraying the Warrens, correct? But this time it's over in England, I believe.
Yes, and then that's kind of refreshing right there because it's not in the same part of the United States,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
New England
Q, were you
area.
a big fan of the original Conjuring?
Not really, but I've always heard good things about it. I really never.
Did you see it?
So wait, are you a fan of horror at all?
I like horror movies. Just something.
The Conjuring is probably the best horror movie
In a long
the
time.
last
In a long-
10, 15
Okay,
years.
then now I'm gonna have to see it
I
because
can't remember the
I kinda
last good one after
lost
that.
my whole
Sunset.
horror movie.
Well, because it wasn't one of these gory,
It was
kind
a
of
throwback.
Yes.
Okay.
Very old fashioned, kind of a haunted house with a
kinda
twist.
deal. Okay, because I'm like, I was a slasher era, so slasher movies was my deal. But now they're trying to. To me, horror is one of them genres where it's kind of been done. Like,
Well, see, I
There's
wasn't
too
a
many
big
remakes.
I wasn't a big fan of that whole torture
Porn.
porn
Eli
series.
that's
Roth.
all that was. Like
With the
Saw,
Hostel,
I've never seen a
Saw,
Saw.
those.
I've never seen a Saw.
So that's what I liked about Conjuring is that it kind of brought it back to the old school style of horror.
Yeah, it was sort of part Exorcist.
More creepy, more atmospheric. Okay, so we had some TV trailers. Well, at least one main
Daredevil,
one.
yay!
Daredevil, yes. Now there wasn't really
haven't
any
seen it.
footage from the show. It was more of a teaser. But what did you guys think of that?
Well, I seen the first one. I just can say I'm looking forward to the next one.
Wait, Brad, wait. I thought you didn't have Netflix. Weren't you complaining?
No, that was Nick who doesn't have
Oh,
Netflix.
okay,
I
okay.
have Netflix. Jessica
Yeah, so-
Jones, big cartoon guy, big cartoon.
So I
Okay,
can't
great.
comment on this trailer at all.
Okay. Well, thanks anyway, Nick. No, me personally, even though they didn't show the Punisher or Elektra, I've seen some stills and they both look
both
great.
look amazing.
So yeah, it's going to be awesome. I guess what we were talking about earlier is Kingpin. Will he return?
Well, long as Jennifer Garner isn't playing Elektra, I think
Well, you
this
don't
is
want
going
to
to be
overload
fantastic.
it. We don't want to overload it with too many characters. So I could see,
why
the
not?
Kingpin showing up maybe for just a little
Maybe
bit.
he's like the Hannibal Lecter. Matt Murdock goes to him for advice in the prison of how
What
to take
about
down the
Bullseye?
Punisher.
Is he going to be season 3, or do you think he's going
I
to?
think they're going to tease him. I heard they're going to kind of introduce him in this season. I don't know for sure.
But did you hear that they're supposed to be going to be releasing Daredevil like the same week as Batman versus Superman?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that.
Actually, the day before, I
the day
think.
before.
Yeah, the same weekend, I
Yeah,
guess.
you can keep it, whatever. But
A lot of nerds are like are freaking out because they're like, what are we going to do? What did we see first? Oh, it's like you could pretty much, on Thursday night watch.
That's not a.
Well, wait, Q. This is kind of on the same
That's not a
topic.
debate.
You put on your Facebook page, you kind of did an informal poll.
I did.
If Batman versus Superman came out the same day as Captain America Civil War, what would you choose to see first? And even though you
like I said,
even though you vetoed it, it was clearly, at least on the Facebook page, it was clearly Civil War. Mark, what's your
Civil War? I would see Civil War first.
Well, being the guy that I am, I would have to go with Batman versus Superman because you got the Batman, you got Superman, and you're going to fight each other, and it's going to be great. It's just going to be great.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Marvel has an established track record of making great movies.
So you know what you're going to get.
Have you seen Elektra?
No. That wasn't a Marvel studio. That was Fox made Elektra.
Yeah.
We're talking about Marvel Studios.
Okay, have you seen Thor?
Okay, Thor is, I think, Thor 2 was probably my least liked Marvel Studios
Thor and
movie.
Thor 2, they both sucked.
Well, Thor was good because it introduced the character of Loki and Thor himself. So in that respect, it was good.
Okay, did you not see Iron Man? Iron Man was really not that good either.
No, Iron Man was very good. Iron Man 2 was a little
both of them were
rocky.
Really, all three of them.
Okay,
honestly,
wait, we're getting sidetracked.
Okay, we are getting sidetracked. That's just me.
Let's talk about Batman versus Superman just real quick.
Okay.
Because really the only movie that we have in that DC universe, right? And based on that alone, there was things that I really liked about it, and there was things that I didn't care for, and so that's why I think there's a lot of trepidation going into Batman v Superman.
I would agree with you, and okay, let me put my bias aside because everybody knows I'm the biggest Batman. Being the biggest Batman fan in the world, no. Putting my bias aside, I would go see Batman v Superman first. For the simple fact that the only time you've seen this is in a cartoon which came out in like 1999.
Is that the Apocalypse one?
No. We're talking about, well, besides the straight-to-DVD movies, you only seen it on the Batman vs. Superman with the Joker and Lex Luthor on Kids WB.
Oh, okay.
Then you've seen it in The Batman when the last season of that show. Then you have the straight-to-DVD movies. This is the first time you're seeing
first theatrical movie.
That Batman is going up.
Plus with Wonder Woman as an added bonus, so that's pretty cool.
And Doomsday.
Yep.
And it's not like the trailers and the TV spots, and say what you want about Lex Luthor, he'll get cynical when he's supposed to get cynical. The movie looks amazing. Do not get me wrong. Captain Marvel has a great track record. They do. But I'm not going to substitute something that I've been waiting all my life to see for something that I can...
Well, I do have to say that the commercial they put out with the Batmobile kind of bouncing off Superman, that was awesome. And then when you see the you'll bleed line in context... to me, that little 30-second commercial was the best thing that they put out so far.
Have you seen like the whole thing when Superman, when he breaks the Batmobile and Superman's telling him, you're dead, you're over. When they shine your sign, do not go.
Yes.
Do
that
not
was
answer.
awesome.
The bat is dead. And that's when Batman's like, do you bleed? like you just said all that and it's still, do you bleed? Come on.
Yeah. No, believe me, we're all going to be seeing it.
Oh, I'm there the first night.
I'm going to midnight release.
But if they both opened up at midnight on the same night, I'd go see Civil War.
And here's why.
Why? That's
because you've got Iron Man versus Captain America. You got Vision versus Scarlet. So it's like you've got like superheroes battling each other times 5 in Civil War. I think that's really why most people would.
It's the safe bet.
When you're playing poker, you should, But anyway.
Well, a little bit more on the Batman and DC topic.
Right.
It was the 50th anniversary of the TV show.
So, yep.
Which,
bam, boom, pow.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if today's audience if they're still as enthusiastic for the show. But really, at the time, that was one of the few, if only, superhero shows.
Yeah. I mean, and for its time, it almost like took it serious. For its time.
Technically, some episodes
because how things were watered down back then. More censored. So to them, they took it serious. And as a little kid, I took it serious.
Oh yeah, as a kid, I didn't realize how kind of jokey and goofy it was. I just thought
you don't realize until you get older.
Until they they came out with the Dark Knight,
the Tim Burton,
the Dark Knight comic and the Tim Burton version, and then you're like, oh, this is getting a little darker.
You don't realize that, like, even when I was growing up and you would see the reruns, you watch it and you're like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? But like when you grow up and you're watching a movie, he's like, well, just some days you can't get rid of a bomb, and you're just like.
And then,
but you grew up with that movie and the Tim Burton movie at the same time.
So.
See, we grew up at different times. So,
well, I mean, but still, to me, the 1966, even though it was boom and pow, was Batman. You had to. You had to take it seriously because it was Batman.
Yeah, but when you're watching the Burton version and that version next to each other and you're experiencing them around the same time, you're sitting there.
But I started with the TV show first.
You did,
and then I went to the Burton movie.
Well, what was the time difference?
Burton movie came out in 89. I was born in 90. So I was watching the TV show. I didn't watch the Burton movie till about probably about 7 or 8.
Okay.
So but by that time, Batman and Robin came out. So that was honestly the first one I seen, which was back to campiness.
I was just handed a note. There was also, I did not know this, there was a black and white Batman TV show in the 40s.
The serial.
The serial. I have that on DVD.
Yes.
Oh, you
and
do?
VHS.
Okay.
I have it on DVD.
Is it
and
good
VHS.
or?
It's exactly what it is. Remember when we were talking about the
12
Dream
episode
Cruise?
serial.
Yeah. Remember we were talking about the Dream Cruise?
Yeah.
And I was talking about the worst Batmobile is the 1949 Mercury.
Oh, that's the one.
That one.
Oh, okay. That's
when the top was up, he was Batman. When the top was down, he was Bruce Wayne.
That's kind of like Clark Kent with the glasses, without the glasses.
Yeah. But back in the 40s, they did have Superman serials. They had Captain Marvel superheroes. Serial and the Batman serial.
Okay.
But the Batman is he's fighting the Wizard. Is this guy called the Wizard? And,
there was no Joker or Riddler or Penguin in the serial.
And it was my granddad who put me up on that one because that was the one he went to go see as a kid. So you had to go to the show, you pay your nickel, and every Friday you had to go to the show to see how he got out of his predicament.
It was always a cliffhanger.
Yep, it was always a cliffhanger. You had to see how he got out of his predicament from last week and then watch it this week and it'll be another cliffhanger.
Which influenced the TV show because they were always in a predicament that led to the and I think they aired those 2 times a week. I think they were aired like Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Okay.
And the funny part is
60s version.
when you do the cliffhangers, it's like the one he had to like blowtorch his way out of the room. So back then he didn't have the pockets on his belt. So like you see the thing blow up and then like it comes back on the next week and he just flips back his cape. And back then there's like this huge blowtorch like it's on the side and you're just like
conveniently had that hidden away.
Well, even the 60s version did that too.
You're like, this is the 40s.
Well, the 60s version, remember when he'd pull out like a shield? Like
a shield. And you're just like,
That's like Captain Caveman. You remember that show where he just pulls up out of his hair?
And you're just like, that wasn't there when he ran it. And everything was fisticuffs and the music would start playing and you didn't hear boom and pow. You just like, psh. And it was like, psh. And it was like, duh. I'll never forget it. I watch them every night.
All right, we got one more DC note. There was some casting.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman's mother is going to be played by Connie Nielsen from
Hippolyta.
Gladiator. Yep. And and Captain Kirk confirmed that Wonder Woman is going to be a prequel to Man of Steel.
Right, because it's set in the 40s.
Yes, correct.
Set in the 40s.
So because I think they're kind of doing the Captain America route where they want that retro feel to it.
Her character really came about for
and there's
World
some
War II,
speculation also that that they've casted Amber Heard to play Aquaman's love interest.
I read that. She's up for the part anyway, so I don't know if it's a done deal. But yeah,
I read that.
She can be in whatever she wants, so I'll watch it.
She could be in my pants. I'm casting right now.
Right now, casting call. You don't even have to audition.
That's a hard decision to make.
Ba-dum-bum.
Hey, that was a good one, Denver.
All right, let's talk about
Very funny.
let's talk about some awards. Golden Globes was last week, and good news, bad news for sci-fi. The Martian was the best comedy.
That movie was so hilarious.
Ricky Gervais tore it apart. He said he tore the foreign press apart. He said, what did he say? He said that they were so great that, that movie, The Martian, that hilarious movie. That movie was very funny. It was great.
Yeah,
He
getting
tore them
stuck
apart
on
for
Mars,
that one.
that's a hoot.
That's a hoot, That's a hoot. That's what you are with a capital H.
Well, the better news, I think, is that later in the week, what was it, Thursday morning, they did the Academy Award nominations, and Mad Max Fury Road got, I think, 10 nominations, including Best Picture. So that kind of makes up for, I think, the short shrift that The Martian got.
Okay, maybe I'm the only one not seeing why this
The
movie
Martian
is
did
good.
get nominated.
Yes, it also got
Didn't
nominated.
get director.
Yeah.
But why,
Why is Adam McKay there? I don't know.
I thought he did a good job.
But I think Ridley Scott should be there instead of him.
Oh, I agree.
am
definitely.
I the only one that's not seeing why Fury Road was good?
I think so, because it's.
Maybe I'm gonna have to go back. And
I think
watch
it's one of the highest reviewed movies of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Rotten Tomatoes, it's got like a 98%.
Yeah.
Something like
Yeah.
that. It's been winning every award. All the critics awards. I mean,
That's just because
Who would ever thought that a Mad Max movie would be up for Best Picture?
I know, it's crazy.
I think hell's froze over.
I can't wrap my mind around it. I refuse to wrap my mind around it because
then-
she had one arm and she was bald headed.
Well, I think that was a big part of it, was that there was a female lead in the
just
movie.
like when Barry won the award for. Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Then just one other Academy Award note. Star Wars did get 5 nominations. Unfortunately, they were all technical awards, so there was no. I think a few people were pulling for Harrison Ford maybe as a supporting role, but he hadn't really been
No, he's not
in
gonna get that.
the buzz or in the
No.
talk. So.
No. And I was thinking it could have been Best Picture. I mean, how many Best Pictures were there? 8? And,
Only 8, yeah.
and
so
they could have
go
went up to 10.
Yeah.
But the way they have to do it is, they have to get so many first place votes or something.
Yeah, there's
I
some
don't
weird.
think-
They should just keep it. They should just have it a flat 10.
Yep.
Just
Yep.
10.
I don't
Yeah, because if
think
you can't
Star
pick
Wars
10,
could've won
if you
Best
can't pick
Picture.
10 good movies out of the year, that's
Yeah.
a sad.
Well, it was a
Sad
sad
statement.
year for movies.
Not really.
Well, I know it was for us. For comic book
we
movies.
talked about it
Yeah.
last time. It was
It was
a
sad
bad
movie for comic
movie
book
for.
movies.
Well, Avengers kind of underperformed, and Fantastic
Kinda.
Four was horrible.
We knew
You know.
it was gonna be
Although,
mediocre.
did you see Michael B. Jordan definitely wants
He wants
to
to
do
do it again.
another Fantastic Four, and I think that cast, if they had the right script,
The cast is great.
could make
It's-
a great Fantastic Four movie.
I
But
never
there's-
thought.
I
it
don't
was-
think
they
Fox
just
is
need
gonna
to
do
give
it.
to- They just need to give it to Marvel.
Yeah.
They just need to give it to Marvel
And not do an origin. Just
and just do it.
yeah. You could do an
just
origin
do it.
like in a flashback or something.
Well, even if Marvel, I don't understand why Marvel would strike a deal with Sony for Spider-Man. I kind of get it. You kind of want it for Civil War, but the way you're doing Civil War, I don't see where Spider-Man plays into that because he played a very important role in the comic book version. I don't see what you not exactly following. The comic book version.
I
don't
think
see the
Sony
role
was the
gonna
one who
play.
approached Marvel.
No,
Yes.
was it?
Yes.
Okay.
They were like, try doing something with this character because we keep screwing this up.
Well, no, Amazing Spider-Man wasn't bad. The first 3 sucked. but
Those
Amazing
last,
Spider-Man wasn't bad.
they didn't really need to
you're saying
reboot
the
it.
Sam Raimi movie sucked?
The first 3, yeah. Well, the Spider-Man 2 was good. Spider-Man
Ay,
1 and 3
ay.
sucked.
What
Well,
generation
Nick-
are you called? Generation dumbass?
Whoa. Spider-Man 2
Wait a
was
second.
excellent.
Nick-
Spider-Man 1 was okay.
Yeah, Nick agrees with you that Spider-Man 1 was not very good, right, Nick?
No, Spider-Man 3
Oh, yeah,
sucked.
it was horrible. Yeah.
But Spider-Man 2, I think, is one of the best
I-
all-time
no.
superhero movies
I wouldn't say the
ever
best.
made.
I
Yes,
would say it
yes.
was okay.
It's in the top 5.
Yes.
But-
Yes.
Ever
But-
made?
Yes.
yes. Spider-Man
Over
2.
what?
Over a lot.
Over a lot, yeah.
You got The Dark Knight. It ain't better than that.
No, but it's
No,
up
but it's
there.
it's up
It
there.
ain't better than The Dark Knight Rises.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
hell
it is.
yeah.
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah.
What?
That movie was
It
good.
ain't even better than Avengers.
Dark Knight Rises was you should
Dark Knight Rises was very hit or miss. There was a lot of great parts to that movie.
you need to take antidepressants to watch that movie.
Really? Wow. You guys are.
And Mark, I'd agree with you.
All right, well, let's talk.
I don't get it. This is just terrible.
Let's talk about one more comic book related thing. We've got the Deadpool. Have you seen the billboards that they've been putting up for Deadpool? Hilarious.
If that
I haven't
movie
seen 'em yet, but-
sucks.
but-
The advertising is immaculate.
They did a Valentine's themed like rom-com version of Deadpool that is just hilarious. It's what is it? It says "True love never dies."
Guys.
And
I've
it
seen The
has-
commercials during The Bachelor.
Oh, isn't that
Yes,
great?
Yeah.
it is
Oh,
so
good.
great.
But my favorite is the big huge billboard that has the skull emoji,
Yeah.
the poo
L.
emoji, and then the big
L.
L. Oh my god.
Oh, I like the one.
Great.
It's a meme. You know how they do the fake text message memes, and the girl is texting her boyfriend. She's like, "Oh my god, I really want to go see this movie." And it's Deadpool, and he's just like, "Okay." He's like trying to play it off. He's
Twist
like,
my arm.
Yeah, he's like, "I don't think I'm going to be able to sit through this." She's like, "Please, I will go." You know, and he's just like, "All right, I guess we could go see." And she's like, "I'm probably going to cry halfway through." And he was like, "I have no doubt."
That's
And
good,
I'm just
that's
like,
good.
the advertising for this movie can have a 5% on Rotten Tomatoes, but the advertising.
Oh, I'm
makes me
going
wanna
to
see
see it.
now.
Yeah, for
Period.
sure.
I don't care.
This is marketing genius.
It's but they're actually playing up to.
Well, they know they've
character.
got a little bit of an uphill battle because it's an R-rated superhero movie.
Right.
Because there was, believe it or not, somebody created a petition to get
Yeah, I've
Fox
seen
to
that.
release a PG-13
13
version.
Or do they can just bleep out all the vulgar language?
Which that
Yeah.
would be hilarious. That would.
Yeah,
work.
we talked about that last
Yeah, we
time.
talked
they
about
just
that last
added
week.
This
bleep.
movie's
That
going to
would
have a
work.
lot of underage kids trying to sneak
Sneak
into
in,
it.
yeah. Well, my son,
Yeah.
he's 6 years old. He wants to see it because he plays Deadpool on the
game.
Lego Marvel
Oh
game.
yeah.
He's like, oh, Deadpool.
So you're going
oh."
to see a lot of irresponsible
Responsible
parents
parents.
Yes.
bringing their kids to this
And they're
movie.
going to be shocked when they get there. And
there.
they're like, oh, shit.
It's going to have nudity, graphic nudity.
You're
they
just
said?
gonna have that conversation. Now we're gonna go into see this movie. Do not repeat or do anything that you see on this screen.
Well,
Period.
when the original RoboCop came out, I was there with my uncle. I was, young
5.
teenager. But there was little tiny kids in the movie seeing RoboCop, which had, which is one of the goriest, most violent movies of the 80s. It's still today is extremely
just the scene
violent.
when they kill him.
And the dad who brought his son to the movie was like, "Oh, I can't believe it!" Oh, and it's like, it's an R-rated movie, dude.
Yeah, like
What do you-
it's
what do you
R-rated. What
expect?
are you thinking? But I can't wait to go see it. It's just gonna be one of the ones. Like my little cousin's 8, and he's already. Can we go see Deadpool?
No.
Yeah, it's like no. Like what am I supposed to tell you? Like no.
Wait till it
we're
comes
not
on
gonna go see-
FX.
Yeah,
and
and
you get the
then you
edited
can,
version. yeah.
TNT. You can see it. Then you can see it. But
All right, let's talk about the new movies and TVs this week. Mark, you saw
13 Hours.
Excellent.
It's one of Michael Bay's best movies.
Which isn't saying a whole lot.
since half of them were Transformers movies.
And that's a conversation for another
but
time.
Well,
this-
no. The first Transformers was actually a very entertaining, fun
True.
movie, but then every one after that keeps getting worse and worse and worse. But anyway, that's my.
I'm about to say, I
two
only
this
own 2 of them.
this
and that's
movie
Transformers
is a
1
little
and
hard.
Announcement.
Can be a little hard to watch. It's very very
You mean
gut wrenching.
because of the violence.
Violence,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, and what these guys had to go through.
We'll tell everybody what the
the
basic
premise.
story is.
It's-
if you're not familiar. I know it has something. to
It's
do
about
with,
the CIA post in Benghazi, Libya, and they're on they become under attack. Well, the embassy becomes under attack in Benghazi by the indigenous local people because they're rebelling up and everything, and so there's this secret CIA post that are just a few miles away from the embassy, and they get involved to try to help the ambassador. If you know anything about the news, you know the outcome of that.
I was just going to ask you that. Is it because it's such a controversial topic because of all the political aspects?
Yes.
Do they go into any of that politics?
No.
Okay, so this is more of just an action.
Yes,
movie.
yes.
Okay.
Kind of leaves it open for your interpretation,
Okay,
you know,
so they don't
because
try to
there's
push an
drones
agenda.
going over during this whole skirmish, during this whole invasion, you know, on these compounds. There's drones flying over, and the government didn't do anything to help these guys.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's a very action-packed movie, but it's a little hard to watch.
Well, the thumbs up. I mean, would you
Yeah.
recommend
Cisco and
it?
Ebert,
Yes.
thumbs up or
Thumbs up.
Or thumbs to the side, because they used to do that.
Thumbs up.
Or the middle finger?
A thumbs up.
Okay.
Slightly
Middle finger to
slightly
Spider-Man
thumbs
1
up. Lightly thumbs up.
Lightly thumbs up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there was a new show right up our alley. They actually, it's called Colony. It's on the USA Network.
I
They
wanna see
actually
that.
posted a preview about a week or two ago, so you could have watched the pilot online.
Okay.
But it actually aired this Thursday night.
Okay.
The reason why I wanted to watch it was it's from one of the showrunners from Lost. It also stars Sawyer,
So if you
from
miss an
Lost.
episode, you're gonna get lost.
Well,
Who's the female in this one? I know I saw the
Sarah
ad.
Wayne Callies from
Walking Dead. Okay.
What the heck was her character's name? I was trying to think of it the other
Yeah, she
day.
probably died, right?
Lori?
Lori, I think.
Lori,
So.
okay,
She
yeah.
died, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was the
They
one
do
where they
that.
were like not sure. Is she really dead? They didn't really see her dead body, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They do that a lot.
You know.
So it's
But she's dead.
so
I
they're
think.
the two leads in the show.
Okay.
And it's essentially it's an alien invasion show, but it's as if they kind of took it from the World War II France perspective,
Okay.
where the Nazis came in and they let people generally lead their daily lives, but they were run and controlled by the French Nazi sympathizers. So in this first episode,
Sort of like They Live.
it's exactly like They Live, except it's not a secret. It's
Okay.
almost like a sequel. Remember at the end of They Live when
Yeah,
everybody
everything was exposed.
exposed. So this is kind of like, okay, what do you do? You know,
Do you
once
fight
there's this
back
alien
or-
invasion going on.
So it seems like they're trying to take Fallen Skies
Yes,
spot.
it's a civilized falling sky.
Skies.
Yeah.
Is-
So the
okay.
aliens aren't there to wipe out the planet. They're there to kind of control, and
Colonize the
rule.
planet.
Yep.
Oh, are they Earth sympathizers? So they're sympathizing with what are we
No.
destroying the Earth or something?
No, they want to take over the world, but they're not
Okay.
blowing it up and destroying it.
Oh, okay.
They're
They're
letting-
not doing the sterilization.
No, like
sterilization.
They Live, they're letting people on the planet kind of live
Live
there
their lives,
and
okay,
kind of control
okay.
things.
Okay.
So it's an interesting premise, and I got to say the guy who's producing it, Carlton Cuse, he also does The Strain with Guillermo del Toro. That's a great show,
Okay.
which I didn't
That's a good
mention
show.
last
That's-
week.
Yeah, we
or
totally
last-
totally
I
forgot
think we
about that one.
I'm about to say, I think we forgot about a lot of shows last
Well,
week.
if we're going to talk about it, there was also Mr. Robot, which isn't really a sci-fi show, but it's very geeky.
Yeah.
It's all techie, and
Well,
that's a great show. There's a-
24. We forgot about 24.
Was that on last year?
It was a miniseries last year.
Oh, it was. Okay.
12 episodes.
Okay.
Came out.
I did not watch it.
Rated very high again. They're coming out with another one without Jack Bauer. I don't know how that's going to work, but
Okay. So anyway, Colony looks like it has the potential to be pretty good. I watched it. You know, I would recommend
Sounds
it.
good.
Yep. And
Sounds
there's just coming up next week. I know there's just a bunch of returning shows, some new shows. So next week or next podcast, we'll talk about all of the great TV
The
that's
shows.
ahead in 2016.
I just want to make a shout out. If you're not watching Supergirl, you need to start watching it now.
Flying Martian Manhunter next
Flying Martian
episode.
Man- If you are a Martian Manhunter fan, you will watch
Does she wear a thong in that show?
No, but it's a very nice,
It's a very
tight,
nice. It's,
shiny.
come on now, we're talking
you know,
about.
It's a kid's show. It really
it's
is.
Damn.
Superman, Truth, Justice, and the
It's
American
really
way.
if Jessica Jones is the adult female superhero, this is the kid friendly
Kid-friendly,
equivalent.
It's like
Because
it's
there's a
not
lot of
quite
par-
Teen Titans Go, but it's there. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then did you hear that they killed the Teen Titans show that they were going to do on TNT?
I heard.
And so in their place, we're going to get a bunch of superhero sitcom shows.
Yeah,
Did you hear about that one?
No.
Yep, X-Men is doing one. They're
Well,
doing
no,
a
this
spin-off in the X-Men
This is
universe.
actually a DC
That
show
one too, yeah.
where it's all. The premise could be pretty funny. It's all of these people that work at an insurance company in the DC universe. So it's them dealing with all of the destruction.
Yeah, that looks
That's
great.
gonna be
So
great.
it could be funny, but
Yeah.
Well,
there's not going to be a lot of superhero action in it.
They need to do more stuff like that, like stuff that
The normal
different
people, for the
perspective.
normal people.
Yeah, for different
Yeah.
perspectives. Sort of like Gotham did with a different time period and a different, focus. I think. Go ahead,
Oh no, go ahead. Well, I know,
Nick. Did you have some?
No.
Brad. What about you? I'm just sitting over here listening.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
I know they're coming out with a spin-off. Well, it's not really a spin-off, but it's a Marvel show, but it's in the X-Men universe. And it's going to be a TV
Oh,
show.
yes. I did hear about that.
That's coming
Yep.
out.
And I heard that part of that was there was some negotiations for some movie characters, I think, that came into play.
Yep.
Because Fox needed Marvel's
people,
permission to do a TV show. So even though they own the film rights.
That's what I'm saying. You might as well.
Well, there's a lot of X-Men
If
characters in that
Right.
universe that you could tap into.
And to me, if Fox and Marvel and Sony and what's the other one? Universal owns Hulk, right? I'm thinking.
Well, Universal and
film rights.
it's kind of complicated. Universal and Marvel, I think, kind of
own
own it to a
Yeah.
certain
If it's
degree.
the joint movie, they both are in it. I mean, it's Marvel.
It's
It's like,
something to do with TV and movie rights and stuff
weird.
like that. Like like for instance, Marvel owns all the rights to all the Marvel cartoon characters,
okay,
but the live action characters they only own certain ones.
right.
And it goes like that with some of their other characters for TV. Even their
Right.
live
It's
even their
weird.
live action characters they own for movies, they don't own for TV.
Right, but my point was if Marvel wanted to do, Disney just bought Star Wars for $4 billion. You telling me you can't sacrifice $40 million to try to get all your characters? At least to at least strike a deal with somebody. You know what I mean? With these studios to get all your characters, because I heard the rumor that Civil War is supposed to have Infinity War is supposed to have 67 Marvel characters.
Yeah,
in
that's
it?
what they're saying.
And I'm
yeah.
like, how are you going to get all these characters? You don't even own the rights
Well,
to half of them.
It's it's stretched out over 2 movies, right? So I would
Yeah.
imagine they've got to
Well,
pace
there's
themselves.
characters they have the rights to that they haven't brought into the universe yet.
Yeah, but
And you never know. The TV show characters could
They
be
have to
thrown.
bring.
they're
TV
going to bring. They're
shows.
going to bring them in because they're
got
doing
to.
the.
Daredevil
They
could be
Well,
in
they're doing the
Infinity War.
Inhumans
Bring
movie.
Coulson back.
Well, they're doing the
the
Inhumans movie, so they have to bring Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. into it because
Well, I
they're
heard.
the only
Well,
ones.
no, I
focusing on
heard
the
that they're
Inhumans.
actually going to keep the Agents of Shield
Shield.
separate from the Inhumans.
You were about to
For
say
whatever
right,
reason.
Agents of shit.
Well, then you
Yes,
know,
I was.
You were Agents of shit.
some people have noticed they've also on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. have less and less tried to intermingle that show with the movie universe. They keep on making less
Well, no,
references.
the Avengers, they did
Yeah,
the last Age of
but the-
Ultron. There was a carryover.
This season they haven't mentioned a lot of
really,
things
no.
about what's going on.
Yeah, but wait
outside
till
of it.
Civil War kicks into gear.
That's what I
Well,
hope.
that's-
I
that's-
hope, I
Oh,
hope you're
it's-
right,
but you know-
but I'm hearing since they broke up the I forgot
the
the guy.
TV and the film.
I forgot
yeah,
the
Jeff
guy.
Loeb runs the TV now.
No, it's some other
and
guy.
Kevin Feige does.
It's some
the-
other guy. It's not Loeb. It's some
not
other.
Loeb?
It's some other guy that Feige used to have to answer to, and then I guess the head of Disney decided to break him up and just keep Feige in charge of the movie universe, and this other I forgot his name, the other guy in charge of the TV universe because Feige didn't get along with him.
Well, no,
So
there's Marvel Entertainment, which is the comic
Which is the
books,
comic books.
which was running.
The movies, right?
Yeah, they had their hands
movies.
and the fingers in the
But
movies.
Feige is the one who runs
Runs
the
the
movie.
movies.
movie
But Jeff
department.
Loeb is the one who does the TV, and then there's Marvel Entertainment, which is the comic books, and that's who they really wanted to spin off from.
Well, see.
So,
Mm.
but
The
yeah,
thing
you're right.
is
Marvel
with-
Studios is now kind of working as its own independent entity
See, yeah.
away from the
But
other
see,
divisions.
The whole thing about the Civil War is you can't do the Civil. How are you going to tell me that the Civil War? You start off the show with it being all one. and then the Civil War is not going to impact what happens on the show.
Oh no, it definitely is. There's no doubt about it. No
That's
doubt
just
about
dumb.
it. All right, let's wrap things up here, and we'll talk first about Alan Rickman. Q, I know you're a big fan. What's your favorite Alan Rickman movie? May he rest in peace.
Die Hard.
Okay, good answer.
Die
I was
Hard.
hoping that's what you were gonna say.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He was great in Harry Potter, which I'm not really a Harry Potter fan, but the saving grace of Harry Potter was Alan Rickman.
He was awesome in Harry Potter.
Awesome
Oh,
in
my
Harry
God.
Potter. You know, even in Galaxy Quest, he was awesome.
He was awesome in that
You
too,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But Die Hard.
When I think for most people, Die Hard was the first time they actually remembered.
I mean,
I think
Alan
it was his
Rickman.
first movie.
Oh,
Actually.
it was. Oh, okay.
I-
Well,
you
that
know
explains
what?
it.
That
then.
explains it, but it's just that image of him falling out the window of Nakatomi Tower.
I think on
Slow
every
motion.
Slow
tribute
motion.
I saw had that shot in
That
there.
shot.
yeah.
Yippee-ki-yay.
But you know, for me though,
Like, you know.
for me though, my favorite movie of his would be Robin Hood, the Sheriff of Nottingham.
That got a lot of love from
That's a lot
everyone
of
that I
love.
was talking to.
That's a
yeah.
lot of
Just his lines and how evil he was. You
So
know,
Christmas, baby.
Loxley, I'll tear your heart out with a spoon.
Well, and because to me, I never really cared for that movie, so I
Yeah.
kind of had put that role in the in the back of my mind. But everybody keeps mentioning that no matter what Alan Rickman was in, he was
great.
awesome.
He's
He could have
like-
been in the biggest piece of garbage, but he was still
awesome.
great. You know,
He
so
didn't make a lot of movies either. I mean,
he did a lot of theater, so I know
Yeah,
that
he was
was
a lot of theater.
movies because he was up there like with like Gary Oldman at that level. You know, he could have, if he made more movies, he could have had more diverse roles. Even though he didn't leave an impression on the cinematic.
Well, no, he was great because he could do fantasy, he could do action, he could do comedy, he could
He
do
was-
dramatic stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
And I
Sense and
think-
Sensibility was a great movie, even though it's not really this audience's
sometimes
show.
it's-
you
yeah.
know.
About him in Galaxy Quest was there's the scene where he's signing autographs and the way he was like grabbing people's photos. He would just like his hand would just come up like almost like a snake and grab the photos.
That's what I'm saying. And one of the reasons I like Galaxy Quest because it's kind of reminiscent of Star Trek. But
Oh yeah, no, it's a total spoof on the of
Star
Shatner
Trek
and the
spoof.
crew. You know,
But it's just his performance as the Mr. Spock character of the ship was fantastic.
now there is just because I know most younger people, to them, he is Severus.
Yeah, he's
and there is a
a-
very cool YouTube clip out there where what they did, somebody went and edited all of his scenes from what is it, 7, 8
100
Harry
million
Potter
Harry
movies.
Potters.
And they kind of put it into one supercut. I think it's like 15 minutes long, and they reordered it in chronological order. So
nice.
it's very cool. And it just really goes to show you, like you said, that he is probably the best thing out of that franchise.
Oh yeah.
Because they were so smart. You had all these kids who no one knew, who were very inexperienced, so they put like the best English actors
Around
to
them.
surround them and kind of elevate them and
A
make
lot
these
of the
movies
roles
great.
that these kids are gonna get, after Harry Potter, is because of the training they probably got on set.
Oh, I'm
with
sure.
those
I mean, that's got to be a hell of an acting class.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God, just-
Maggie Smith, Kenneth Branagh.
Michael Gambon.
I mean,
Yeah, they
just the
just-
list goes on. Every
Gleeson.
great English
Gary
actor,
Oldman.
Gary Oldman. Oh,
yep.
he
wasn't. Yeah.
that's my favorite Harry Potter.
Oh yeah,
movie.
Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
best one.
And when he died, I was like, "What the hell?"
It was
so
kind of
pissed
like
off.
I was sitting there and I was just like this. Yeah, I probably won't watch any more of these, but
Well, yeah, he was the best thing in any of the Harry Potter
Yeah.
movies up to that point.
and it's just sad. It's a sad.
Yep.
It was a sad couple of days.
And to another 69-year-old British man who died of cancer, the great David Bowie. Q, I know you're not the biggest David Bowie fan, but for me,
just don't know,
man,
you know.
that was a tough one to take, boy.
Didn't he just release an album that went
He
number
just had
one?
an album. He
On
just
his
released the
birthday,
album.
the
Yep.
Friday before he
It was his
died.
only number one hit. number one album ever. And after
He was on Soul Train. He gets a pass.
Yes, yeah. Well, and
He was on Soul Train.
a lot of his songs were sampled for other
For
hits.
other hits, yep.
And for
He's a
me,
musical genius.
what I thought why it was important to talk about him on this show was that before Bowie, sci-fi, and still kind of today, it's a geeky thing. Mm-hmm. But Bowie had this kind of cool, hip, artsy, sexy sci-fi persona. He made it cool to be into space. I mean, Space Odyssey, Spaceman. Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, The Man Who Fell to Earth. I mean, he just was one thing after another.
You could tell he was a sci-fi fan.
Yeah, he was like
could tell.
rock and roll sci-fi, I guess would be the best way to describe it. And even the sci-fi stuff, Labyrinth. People love him for Labyrinth fantasy.
He was in the Prestige.
Yeah, right up to the end, he was acting in great movies.
He was.
And that was kind of kind of a mysterious. Now, one of my favorite Bowie roles, even though it might be one of the more obscure movies, was he played Agent Jeffrey Phillips in Fire Walk with Me.
Oh, okay.
And he just had a very brief role at the beginning of the movie. He kind of plays this dimensional traveling FBI agent who kind of pops in and pops out. But, it kind of tapped into that whole persona of Bowie as being this otherworldly type of figure. And we posted on our Facebook page, I found this great meme of from what's the Will Smith? Men in Black.
Men in Black.
Where they're sitting at the counter.
And they're talking about David, but he just went home.
An alien.
And Will Smith says, "Oh man, did you hear about David Bowie die?" And Tommy Lee Jones responds, "No, he didn't. He just went back home."
Yeah, he just went back home.
Went back to his planet.
Yeah, he just went back home.
Elvis.
No. They were talking about,
they replaced
in the movie,
it.
they were talking about Elvis, but in the meme, they're talking about David Bowie.
I got it.
And so it's just like David Bowie seems to be one of those guys, like a lot like Alan Rickman, that did just so many different things and was around for so many different years that everybody was a fan, universally. So. I just, not to end it on a down note, I just wanted to give those guys some love. So.
I'll end it on a high note. Dark Knight Rises 3 comes out this week.
Oh, it does?
Yes.
Now, is this the first episode?
The first.
Or the first issue?
I mean, Dark Knight Returns 3 comes out.
I know. I was about to get depressed there for a second.
Wait. So you're not talking about the
comic book?
Oh, okay.
The comic book comes out
but is
this
it the
week.
first issue?
It's the first issue.
Oh,
the first issue comes out
For some
this
reason, I thought they had already.
No, I thought it started
out.
too until I went to the comic book store and they said no, the first issue. This was last week. So
okay, I gotcha.
First issue comes out this week. I will be there to get it, read it.
Well, I know, Brad, one of the things that you wanted to talk about, and we'll just squeeze it in at the very last minute here towards the end.
All right there, Denver.
Was Marvel asked all their readers to vote for their favorite Marvel characters. And the thing that really jumped out at me was that almost all of the top 10 were female characters.
Yeah, I thought our co-host on Comic Experience Sci-Fi was Zoe would love because number 1 was Miss Marvel. And I know that's her favorite superhero. And I just thought it was very interesting that, a lot of them were female characters.
No, I think it was Captain Marvel. Was number 1. Miss Marvel was 2. I know the female Thor was on that list. There was also... is there a female Wolverine now as well?
Yes, because Wolverine died, so... yeah, I can't think of her name before. And then there's
Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl. I don't even know.
People are raving about. I haven't read any issues, but people are raving about it. They say it's an awesome book.
This goes to show that there's got to be a lot of female readership out there now.
Or a lot of guys that like looking at female characters.
We're not going to touch.
We're living in their parents' basement.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, those kind of guys.
We're the skin tight outfits. Now I forgot to post it on our Facebook page. Maybe I'll do that after we're done here. But there was a really funny video about all of these women trying to recreate panels from various comic books. Mm-hmm. So they had real women doing all the poses.
Cosplayers or
No, these are just actual everyday women. And then they would pick out a comic book. Like there was, I think, a Spider Woman pose where she was like up on the ledge of this building and her ass was in the air.
Nice.
And so they were like, okay, let's get some real people to try to recreate that.
These.
And
the
of course,
cosplayers can do it.
It was impossible and didn't look
unless you're
good.
into yoga.
And, yeah, exactly.
I'm
You'd
about
have
to
to
say,
be super buff and super yoga expert.
the cosplayers can do it. They probably at home practicing for Comic-Con, but
some of those photos, those poses they do at Comic-Con are incredible.
Amazing, yeah.
They have to pose a lot and practice in front of mirrors.
Gotta love that.
Oh yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, I've just seen it. It's a good picture there. I'm gonna have to check the rest of those out in my mom's basement.
All right, well, let's wrap it up. Thanks, guys, for coming. Brad, Nick, Mark, Q. Thanks for hanging with us this episode.
Thanks for having me. As one of the biggest Star Wars fans and Doctor Strange fans, I'd like to say goodbye to everybody.
I just want to say thank you from our beautiful downtown Birmingham studios at Able Ideas. This is Brad Levin.
Check out our website, comicsbeerandsci-fi.com, our YouTube channel, our Facebook, Twitter.
Go on there and like us. And for that guy that was talking about me, I was watching. It's the long story, but it was a TV behind the camera. I know I shouldn't have been looking at it, but I was.
Respond on YouTube. Respond on YouTube.
I was. You got something coming.
And then, as always, make sure to check out Able Ideas, all their comics, ableideas.com. And Mark, do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, and check out the Easter eggs hidden in our Ant-Man review. So everyone go out there and check out the Ant-Man review we did back last summer.
There's Easter eggs?
There's Easter eggs?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's the ticket.
And you don't need to hang mean bastards, but mean bastards you need to hang.